guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Ferrari at Tampa Bay, and guess what? We have another Italian stallion. This is a Ferrari GTC4 Lusso T. But before we dive into this very special four-seat Ferrari, let's talk a little bit about this iconic Italian brand. Really, Enzo never wanted to build production cars. The only reason why he built and created Ferrari regular road cars was to fund his racing program. And thankfully, that has taken place because over the decades, we've had some amazing pieces of artwork, rolling artwork out of the factory at Maranello in Italy. Not only has that look, but also performance. Now, the GTC4 Lusso T is something new, believe it or not. This is a four-seater, but it's powered by a twin turbo V8. Now, there is a V12 naturally aspirated variant, but this is Ferrari's fastest four-seat and the first ever four-seat twin turbo V8 powered car. What this is gonna allow a potential owner is to give you that supercar everyday flexibility. Having the four seats, having usable space, instead of going an SUV route like some of the other manufacturers that produce high performance, whether it's supercars or just extreme performance cars, they've gone that SUV route. Ferrari is resisting, and I'm happy to see because we already have enough SUVs, but let's dive in to this Ferrari, say it with me, GTC4 Lusso T, and see why it's the ultimate in four-seat Ferrari transportation. Right off the bat, the styling. You know it's a Ferrari when you see it. At first, I'll be honest, I was one of the many people who were like, four-seat Ferrari, hatchback Ferrari? Nah, I'll pass. But there's some nice changes on this GTC4 Lusso, which really makes it more of a true Ferrari in my sense. Off the bat, the styling. Love the headlight design, the way that they take the headlight housing and kind of wrap it right into the fender there. Of course, you're gonna have full LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and turn signals. I'm actually digging the bright silver work on the interior of the housing. A little bit of blacked out. It works well with this beautiful pearlescent white. We kind of drop down. You're gonna have functional, of course, air intakes on each corner. And what's nice is it's an actual metal wire mesh. We have our obligatory, because it's a European car, obligatory headlight washers. And then as we come across that iconic symbol, the prancing horse, the Italian stallion, I love the chrome horse, very large. You can see how everything has a beautiful slope to it. You have these horizontal blacked out slots. Plus, you have this beautiful aerodynamic splitter that kind of extends off of the front fascia. Underneath the vehicle, it'd be great to see because you have aerodynamic wind tunnels that are gonna help suck this car to the ground. Ferrari is great at producing vehicles without massive wings. They do a lot of their aerodynamic bodywork underneath the vehicle. And it's kind of funny because my dream Ferrari is a Ferrari F40, which has probably one of the largest wings on any Ferrari. But there's our symbol there of so much racing heritage, history. It's so wonderful, especially because my parents are from Italy, and seeing the Italian tricolore there with the bright yellow and that prancing horse, just awesome. Now, when we get up onto that low hood, you can see we have a large U-shaped rise and indentation setup. The way the fenders kind of just curve up, it's like I want to take my hands and just like rub them all over the curves of this car because it's that beautiful. And you know that it's gonna slice through the air like a hot knife through butter. Underneath that hood, like I said, the big change, we're going from a V12, which you could get, or this twin turbo V8. Now, when we're talking about wheel and tire setup, you're gonna see we have these simple, but really just spot on, beautiful 5-spoke wheels. So you have a metallic silver design, really, really clean. This is a 20-inch wheel, 245 on the width, and a 35 series sidewall. Behind there, bright Italian red. Bright Italian red. It's like spaghetti sauce red. 6-piston Brembo calipers. Those are those carbon ceramic rotors. And you can see just how that rotor's over 15 inches. So we're talking about the best Italian pizza, these rotors are bigger, and it's gonna give you that wonderful stopping power to where, guess what? You need to make spaghetti sauce, this is gonna squeeze those tomatoes. You're gonna make tons of spaghetti sauce all over the place, but very clean. And I think it's just working. All the clean detail works well with our particular white example. But those red calipers, spot on the money, pop out nice. And that rotor, like I said, is unbelievable. Now, underneath each fender, of course, we're gonna have adaptive suspension. It's that magnetic ride suspension, gonna give us a wonderful ride and also handling. Going down the side, probably one of the sexiest side vents. I almost want to take this fender and hang it on the wall in my house because you can see just the beautiful artwork, the styling. All of this is wire mesh. Of course it's functional. We have the Scuderia Ferrari crest on the side. Remember, Scuderia means stable. Ferrari's a horse. Put the two together. There you go. Love that badging. Love design. And then another thing I love about Ferrari is they just don't care. They're gonna do it their way, just like Enzo did it his way back when he was alive. But if you look, side marker lights, it's nothing flush, it's nothing blended in, it's just a round, clear LED yellow marker light that's just stuck on there. I love it. A lot of people say, well, it's not clean. I say that's Ferrari, and Ferrari has such a unique style to it. You have, of course, painted matched mirror caps, a little bit of black on the bottom, nice aggressive shape. This one has a beautiful panoramic glass roof. It's gonna open up the inside. Plus, you know me, I like to see the white with the black roof. Looks spot on. Door handles, same story. Look at a McLaren, look at a Lamborghini. Everybody's doing flush door handles. Ferrari has done a door handle that is aerodynamic, but it still isn't totally flush. I like that. Flat black along the bottom on the sill extends, and then look at this, look at the style. Body line starts down below and then works its way all the way towards the rear. And like I said, 4-seat capability, and we're not in an SUV. This Lusso, guess what? The great news is it's rear-wheel drive. When this car, the FF, when the FF version of this vehicle first came out, it was all-wheel drive. This one is rear-wheel drive to give you that more Ferrari kind of kick it out from the rear fun, especially when you're taking this to a track day, because you could do it. When we get to the back, you'll notice this beautiful low roof spoiler, which is functional. And I'm gonna have Crown Vic kind of show you that functionality. Not a high rise, just enough. You have a very low mounted shark fin antenna, but here's my favorite. Watch this. I'm not gonna touch, because I know how you are about my fingerprints on the cars, but look at this. Look at this curve. Who doesn't like a nice rear end like this one? I mean, it's wide, it's low, I'm loving it. On this GTC4, you have the beautiful LED round taillights, the 4 of them. Some more of that wire mesh that's functional. You got your quad tip exhaust with more of that mesh around. Look at the lower ground effects here on the rear corner. And then when we get to the center, they reworked the diffuser. So the diffuser has totally been reworked. Massive. Go look at your Corvette. Does your Corvette have a diffuser like that? No, it doesn't. This looks like it's straight off a Formula One car. Absolutely gorgeous. You got your chrome Ferrari badge there, but from one side to the other, just absolutely mind-blowing in beauty. Let's pop the hood though and see the heart of this Italian stallion. All right guys, we got the massive hood pop. You do of course have hydraulic hood struts. If you thought the outside was beautiful, there is the heart of this Italian stallion. That is that V8 twin turbocharged engine. So you're looking at a 3.9 liter twin turbocharged V8. They call this a front mid-mount because it's way back towards the firewall behind our front axles. That's going to obviously help with weight distribution and balance, but you're looking at 602 horsepower, 561 pound-feet of torque. Of course, with that flat plane crankshaft, it's going to rev up to 8,000 RPM. It's all mated to that 7-speed dual clutch, that F1 derived dual clutch transmission. The car is rear-wheel drive. It weighs 4,150 pounds, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, 0 to 100 in 7.9 seconds, quarter mile 11.5, and a top speed of a tick under 200. It's 199 miles an hour. If you're concerned about MPGs, actually not too shabby. 15 in the city, 21 on the highway. Now with the V12 version of this, it is just a little bit faster. It's a 1/10 of a second faster, 0 to 60. But like I said, the rear-wheel drive capability of this, and also having less weight up front is gonna be awesome. To make this awesome power, because remember, this engine is a derivative of the one found in the 488 with different tuning and whatnot. They actually reworked the intercooler shape. So the intercoolers to cool that charge coming from the turbos is in an I, capital I shape, and then they're using updated twin scroll turbochargers. This is their most agile four-seater available. And then you're gonna look at new pistons, intercooler design, like I said, revised intake, and new exhaust. But this is really, like I said, this is what gets my heart pitter-pattering when I see an engine like this. They still cast everything at Maranello, just like they have for years. That upper intake plenum, that's another thing that I could sleep with that. Like, if you got your teddy bear, I got my Ferrari intake plenum. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this GTC4 Lusso T and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, there's no better day like today when you're sitting in a Ferrari. I don't care how many seats it has. I don't care what it's powered by. It's a Ferrari. Now, I know everybody's saying, Joe, this thing has the performance. It's got a look that's second to none. I could go get a C8 Corvette for 60 grand. Listen, if that's where you want to go, go. But there's just something about sitting behind the wheel of a Ferrari that you're just not going to get in a C8 Corvette, or really any other car for that matter. If you're wondering, well, Joe, for this 2019, how much is it? You're looking at $298,000. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panels. I love the leather everywhere. The black leather looks great with the red. I'm glad that they went red because it helps balance out the exterior of the white. You can see how you have your memory setting buttons right there, real small and slim. You see that dark gray there? You actually lift up on it to open the door, and then this one has a JBL sound system. Look at that door handle there. The leather, remember, all of this is hand stitched. You do have a small pocket in there where you could get a couple mozzarella filled Twinkies in that door pocket, but there's no cup holder. But guess what? You're not drinking or eating. I don't even want you to breathe in my Ferrari. You're probably not gonna be able to breathe because we're gonna be on throttle a lot, but absolutely love it. Down below, you have this beautiful aluminum kick panel so that your passenger doesn't rip up the carpet as you're rounding Sebring at a record fast pace. When we look at the dash, the leather, the AC vents, very smooth to move. I love the design, very aeronautical. Of course, you have the ability to drop your glove box. You could put your family jewels in there. It's nice felt lined. We'll close that up. Even the badging, GTC4 Lusso T, absolutely sexy. Now, if you're looking at this panel here, ours is a door. You could put maybe a couple Snickers bars for later or something, but you can option this with an 8.8-inch digital display for your passenger. Speaking of displays, when we get to the center, you have the classic Ferrari badge there, and then you have this over 10-inch display. The way they integrated it is spot on the money. Not iPad style, and it's so clean. The graphics are great. I could, go through different functions, which is nice. We could go back to home here. You have your navigation, you have your media, you got all your comfort controls. Right now, you hear those sirens? They know we're going on throttle soon. They are blowing the sirens so that we can go on throttle in this Ferrari, but you could go into your different controls for your seating and everything. Real easy to do. We go back to home, we drop down, you have your AC controls. Now, where I'm gonna zonk this Ferrari, and I've done it before, is the controls. I wish that they had a little bit better feel to them instead of this plastic surround, but you do have, of course, dual climate control. Look at how they put all of your buttons for the shift. So you have reverse, you have to put it into automatic shift, and then the silver here is great. Perforate on the leather, we press the doors, look at that. 2 cup holders and a little tiny tray up there for some Skittles, or I don't know, maybe a breath mint. Maybe you're gonna pick some hot date up. I would not wanna have bad breath if you are picking a hot date up in your Ferrari, that's for sure. Speaking of Ferrari, touching this, I feel like I'm holding the holy grail. Ferrari badge there on the back. You got your simple buttons. It's got a wonderful weight, and you even have a little holder for it. Open the windows, it's in the center. So that's where your window switch gear is. Look at this, soft touch. We go ahead, we lift this up, and then you have more felt lining. You got 2 USBs and a 12 volt, and a place where you could easily put a signed baseball by Enzo Ferrari. You could put that baseball right there, Italian baseball, signed by Enzo Ferrari. And then the seats, these are phenomenal. You got the prancing horse. Remember, these are hand-stitched, the leather accents, so nice on the bolstering, but not too crazy. Of course, you're gonna have full power assist for the passenger and the driver. Speaking of the driver, I got plenty of headroom. This vehicle could be used by somebody. I'm 6 feet tall. You could be taller than 6 feet. There's still plenty of room. Plus, you got plenty of headroom. And the great news is you could use this every day and do your track day in it. Put your helmet on, ready to rock and roll. Since we're talking about track day, come on over because I want to show you behind this F1 style racing wheel on this Ferrari. Come on over. All right, guys, business time. I'm telling you, it's very, very special. No matter what Ferrari I'm in, it's always special. Love the brushed aluminum down here with the Ferrari script. And then check out the pedals. I love the beautiful attention to the detail. Large dead pedal, your brake pedal and your throttle. And they even put a nice kick panel here. So as you're going on and off throttle, you're not ripping up the carpet. So you could go do your track day. Now, if you're wondering about the price and options, you're probably saying, well, does this have anything special? Yes, it has a $5,000 for Formula One style racing wheel. Flat bottom, carbon fiber, the leather, you have the Manantino switch, that means little, the little switch. You could go into your different modes very easily. Your start stop button, bright red. You could adjust the suspension. Turn signals, there's no actual turn signal stalks. Turn signals are on the steering wheel. My favorite part is you have an LED bar here that lights up with the revs. Remember, 8,000 RPM. Check out the paddles, metal, and they're bolted to the actual steering column and not the steering wheel. So no matter where you're at in the turn, you could hit your paddle without a problem. Dash, check it out. Backlit, you have a beautiful backlit, blacked out tachometer. I am gonna zonk it. I wish it was bright yellow. I would have optioned in a bright yellow one, but you got the prancing horse there. You have your gear indicator on the left. You have your readout information, temperature, coolant, all that great stuff. And then you have another digital display on the right, but it's so well laid out and so clear. It's absolutely amazing. But why don't we go ahead? I know you want me to do it. I'm gonna do it for you. Let's check out the back seat in this GTC4 Lusso T. All right, guys, here's something that you're just not gonna hear very often in any Ferrari. Let's try out the back seat. It's actually real simple. These beautiful seats, I can't stop drooling on them. That's why I have my towel with me. But you just pull that lever up, the seat goes up nicely. It's actually really quick, which is awesome. And then you're just gonna get on in. So sliding in nice and carefully. Wow, look at this. I am 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom in here, and the seat is comfortable. AC vents, just like up front, positioned nicely. I open this up. You have 2 cup holders that are felt lined, so you're not gonna scratch your can or your bottle of Perrier water. You can put that there real easily. I have my center console, 2 USBs. The design work is wonderful. Look at this, stitch work goes all the way back. But isn't that incredible that you actually have a 6 foot tall person back here? I'm ready to haul some butt in this thing and sit back here and have like, you know, Sebastian Vettel drive me around the track. I mean, that would be awesome. But I think this panoramic roof is worth its weight in gold because it really just makes it much airy and light in here. And you know what? It's a sunny day and I'm not feeling too hot. I mean, I've been standing outside for most of the time, but it's actually feeling pretty good in here. Let's go ahead, check out the hatch. Talk about a hot hatch. Let's check out that hatchback area and see how much space you have in this Ferrari. All right, guys, time to check out under the hatch. How many times you hear that in a Ferrari? But I'm telling you, this is starting to grow on me. I'm actually digging it. You push the button, of course, you're gonna have electric assist. It lifts up, and you can see you're gonna have your Ferrari car cover, but there's actually plenty of room. I'm gonna get this out of the way so Victor can show his magic. Nice stepped area, really allows you that flexibility to not have to go get a performance SUV. Don't get a Cayenne. This thing, I'm telling you, I would take over that any day of the week. But if you're ready, you know that I'm ready. Let's go ahead and take this Ferrari for a spin. All right, guys, we left Ferrari at Tampa Bay. We're in this 2019 Ferrari GTC4 Lusso T, and we are ready for a little bit of on-throttle action. All right, we're gonna have some on-throttle fun here. Second gear, gonna roll on it. On-throttle, here we go. Wow! Wow! The shifting in this car is unbelievable. You really feel like you're in a Formula One car because it is so fast, so purposeful, so on point. Visibility out the front is amazing. Out the back, it's a little tight, but still, you know, it's to be expected with the way that hatch kind of slopes back. But really, this car is just something else. The way that the twin turbos are set up, the dual scroll twin turbo set up on this really allows that boost to kind of come in a little bit lower than expected and then build progressively, which is super nice. But I'm telling you, the visibility in this thing is awesome. Wow! You get up to 8,000 RPM super fast in this thing. Wow. It almost like sneaks up on you. You're just like, okay, we're going, and then bam, time to shift. But everywhere you look, everywhere you touch, obviously you're getting the highest level of fit, finish, materials. This steering wheel, it's worth the $5,000 option as far as I'm concerned. The LED lights allow you to really see where you are in the rev range. And these seats, they're great because I can feel that they're gonna hold me in place on a track day, but for everyday use, they're not gonna kill me. And I like that. That's smartly done. Very impressed with the infotainment system that Ferrari has brought in with this vehicle, especially when you look at the navigation. It's got clear graphics, fast reacting too, which is nice. And then for your passengers, to be able to share this Ferrari experience with 3 other people makes it even that much of a nicer setup, which is great. All right, guys, on throttle, here we go. Wow. Oh my God, this thing, it's so smooth. That suspension, the way it fine tunes every single nanosecond, is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable just how smooth this vehicle is, how comfortable it is, and how quick it is. That's for sure. Wow. I love having that nice large tach. I personally would have optioned the bright yellow tach, but still, nice large tachometer. Steering wheel, though, is really the highlight of this interior for me, at least. I really think they did such a great job with this steering wheel. All right, guys, here we go. Slowly on throttle a little bit. Here we go. Look at this. It's so balanced. It's so freaking balanced. That's what makes these cars so amazing from Maranello's. Not only you get power, I mean, you have over 600 horsepower, that is, but it's just so balanced and smooth, which allows you to do the task at hand. And that's what makes it so great. All right, guys, here we go, on throttle. On the brakes, feeling good. Turn in, look at this. Here we go, round and round and round. Where she goes, nobody knows. On throttle, yeah! Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Jeez. So smooth. I mean, the front end feel is just ridiculous. Wow. Golly. She hunkers down so nicely. Solid feeling. Look at this. Look how smooth this is. Look how smooth this is. Wow. Oh my God, this car. I could do this all day long. That's how amazing it is. That is how, it's just so smooth, so effortless. I would like a little bit more sound, but hey, beggars can't be choosers right now, and I'm loving this Ferrari. Wow. That's probably the title of this video, wow. The paddles are perfectly placed. The thickness of the steering wheel is spot on. I like not having turn signal stock, cruise control stock, everything from wipers to turn signals, everything is on the steering wheel, as it should be. Everything. On throttle, here we go. Woo! Wow, just crazy. The power of this car is just insanity. How it gets it down so efficiently. All right, guys, we're gonna get on the highway a little bit, just show you how smooth this GTC4 drives down the road. I mean, look at this. It's a piece of cake. And you have that wonderful name, you have that wonderful style, and then when you want the power, you just downshift a couple and on throttle. Unbelievable, unbelievable. But we need to get back to Ferrari Tampa Bay. I'm sure they're wondering where their Ferrari is. We're gonna get back to Ferrari Tampa Bay, so I'll see you in Maranello second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Ferrari Tampa Bay. I definitely gotta thank Matt and Ryan and the rest of the crew getting us access to this beautiful 2019 Ferrari GTC4 Lusso T. It really shows that you could have that supercar everyday usability in a setup that maybe is a little foreign to Ferrari ownership or to people when you think of Ferrari. Having the 4-seat capability, but not having to have an SUV or a four-door car really allows this Lusso to have a sweet spot in Ferrari's lineup. And with that twin turbo V8, I don't think anybody's gonna argue with that performance. But if it's cars like these exotic Ferraris that you wanna keep seeing on Radies Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rise family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Radies Rise merch. Gotta give it up to Crown Vic. He loves being around these Ferraris. He's actually gonna move to Italy soon, so hopefully I can find somebody new to work the camera. But thank you, Vic, for all that you do, and just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.